Hey guys, what is up? It is me, Pagey, here once again with another video on Superman and Lois Season 2. So we have a big week coming our way if you are a DC TV fan or Arrowverse fan, as we have the finales for both Superman and Lois and The Flash, with of course the Superman and Lois finale airing the night before The Flash's Season 8 finale. Now of course the season finale, especially when it comes to like the comic book based property shows and stuff like that, not only has the job of wrapping up the various storylines that have been going on throughout that particular season, but also the expectations to set up, at the very least, tease what is coming next in the following season. Sometimes this can be for the next villain on the show, or like we got last season on Superman and Lois, the introduction of a new regular on the show in the form of Natalie, who was suggested was lost to John Henry for good. Now, we are expected to at the very least get a tease at the villain for next season, maybe not a complete name drop and explanation for them, but a tease for them, which will come up again later in this video. But I'm also looking forward to seeing some seed planting for a handful of things heading into next season, just in regards to the characters on the show. So in this video, we are going to go over a tease from TV Line in regards to this finale for Season 2 of Superman and Lois, as well as something for Season 3's premiere. And we'll also be going over some final promo material for this Season 2 finale and some common questions that are being asked around the end of this season. But of course, throughout the video, be sure to let me know in the comment section down below your various thoughts, opinions, theories, predictions, expectations for the finale, all that good stuff. Always curious to read what you guys are thinking. And of course, if you're going to enjoy the video, you're looking forward to the Season 2 finale of Superman and Lois and all that, just want to show support, why not drop a like on the video to do all that? So TV Line was asked if there was like any tease for the Superman and Lois season finale, and they said that Alex Garfin, who plays Jordan Kent, shared this, and that's Dylan Walsh as Sam Lane gives an incredible speech. He's the old pro on set, having been in the business a while, seeing him orate a speech like that was incredible. I hope people enjoy that. Now, Alex Garfin, obviously who plays Jordan, also said that some reveals, especially around this portion of the episode, around this part of the episode, might I say, in the finale, will blow fans' minds. Like they're going to get, they're going to enjoy it a lot. They're going to go bananas or something like that. I can't remember what the actual term was, but he said we're going to be pretty excited. Now, we know that Sam Lane's character is going to give a speech, which is most likely this one that Alex Garfin is referring to, where he sort of details or explains to us, the audience, or reveals how Superman and Lois as a show and all the characters fit into the Arrowverse. Because that's, of course, been a question since Season 1, Episode 1. Why they're not mentioning other characters. And really, the only time they ever really alluded to anything outside of what's going on in the show was when Diggle came to Smallville last season. He name-dropped Oliver Queen, sort of referred to Crisis without naming it. And I think it referred to his whole journey with, what happened in the Arrow series finale. Things like that. But outside of that episode with Diggle, there's really been nothing else. So that's the part of the episode I'm probably most curious about. I'm excited for the finale as a whole, mainly just how they wrap up the storyline and the storylines throughout this season. But this one thing has me the most curious because I think it's the thing that's going to make people happy and angry, and both of them. Like, some people are going to be really happy about it. Some people are going to be very angry. And I don't think it's going to matter what happens, whether it confirms it's in the Arrowverse or says it's outside, because there's going to be people that are happy that it's not in the Arrowverse, or they're happy that it is in the Arrowverse, and there's going to be people mad that if it is in the Arrowverse or it isn't. So probably like a lose-lose situation, probably in regards to fans like on Twitter, but I'm very curious to see how it plays out. Now, they did drop a bonus fun fact, and that's that Tom Cavanagh, who plays Reverse Flash or Eobard Thawne or just the Welleses on The Flash, will be directing the Superman and Lois season 3 premiere. So that came out. No episode title or anything like that. They start filming, I think, in the beginning of September. So what, like 2 months? Like 2 months and like a week away or something like that. So not too long, I guess, in regards to the larger look at things. So I guess they'd have to be sorting out directors, and that's been confirmed. So yep, there's a piece of news for Season 3, a little bit of it. Now, next up, let's go over the promo images for the finale for this season. It's actually a good amount considering it's a finale. Like The Flash, for example, only got 4 promo images, while I think Superman and Lois has 12 or 11, something like that. So let's go over them. So the first ones we have are of Chrissy Beppo, who is then joined by Lois. Now, the first one has her in like a flannel type of shirt, and the next one has her in like a sweater type of thing, whatever you call it. Now, she's wearing different clothes, but the first one, I think, is when she sends out that message to Smallville, which has been seen in not only the trailer, but also the synopsis for the episode, and she does it like with like what do you call acceptance for like she's allowed to by the DoD to tell people the people of Smallville like what's going on. But the second one, I'm not too sure if it's like when things start getting hectic in Smallville with all the merging, or maybe it's when things are resolved and the day is saved. So maybe this is like a relief sort of hug. But then again, Chrissy looks sort of worried, so I'm going to assume that maybe it's when it's merging. But then again, I'm not too sure. We can't really see what Lois's face says, so it could be one of the two. I'm not too sure. But the next one we have are all Fallout pictures. So it's really weird that they're doing this because they sort of confirm a few things, which sort of surprised me. You don't really get that in the finale promo images, but maybe they want people to not really be thinking about how that's going to happen because there's other surprises in store throughout the episode. So some of these Fallout pictures include, and when I say Fallout, I'm not talking about like some like nuclear Fallout, but like the Fallout from what's been happening, you know, with the Ali storyline. It seems like they win, you know, the heroes save the day. But we have Lana, of course, she's mayor, just leading the town in some celebrations. We see Clark and Lana talking together and then sort of embracing and looking at on the, I guess, the citizens of Smallville with some pride and happiness. But then we see Kyle. So a lot of people thought that maybe Kyle could be a character that might be dying this season, but we can see him right here that he's alive. But one thing that caught my eye is that we have some kids dressed up as Steel, and maybe even like Natalie's Steel as well, which you know, makes me think that John Henry is going to be seen as like a hero within Smallville. So maybe there might be a public thing where he's seen saving the day. Maybe he is the one that saves the day and Superman doesn't do it. But then again, there are people wearing like Superman shirts and, you know, dressed up with shirts that have like the Superman symbol and stuff like that on them. So it might be like a bit of a balance between the two. Maybe they just see them teaming up and they go, hey, that's a friend of Superman and everything like that. So it's sort of similar to like the opening of this season when we saw like the town was like, you know, going off the back of like of Superman helping them out at the end of last season. Like they had all like the merchandise and it became like a bit of a tourist attraction. Or a tourist city because of the Superman aspect of things. So I think we're seeing like a bit of a play on that in the finale as well. We do get Jordan and Sarah here. Now, I wonder if this is like the first proper sit down between the two, since obviously Jordan revealed to Sarah unwillingly that he had powers, and a bit of a talk around that. Now, the big question around this is whether Sarah finds out that Clark is Superman, because there's going to be questions about, well, why do you have powers? Now, whether it gets put into like maybe it's because of X Kryptonite, could be something that happens. Maybe it's like, you know, that explosion or something like that from the beginning of season 1, you know, in the X Kryptonite mines. Maybe they say that's exactly why he has powers and it has nothing to do with Superman or anything like that. Maybe that's a potential that they could be going down. But I think this will be a big moment for these two characters, especially Jordan, if he is open and honest with Sarah, and as well as just like the Superman and family aspect of things as well. And the final set of promo images confirm the setting of one thing we already knew, but it also confirms that someone else survives. And that's when we have John Diggle sitting down with John Henry. So of course, John Henry at the moment leading into the finale is in that void, and we're not too sure if he's alive, but this confirms it. But we knew John Diggle, or just Diggle, was showing up in this season 2 finale, and he's going to be setting up the season 3 big bad. Now, the big thing with Diggle here is that he looks exactly the same as he did in that recent episode of The Flash when he goes to Leanne Yu to talk to Eobard Thawne. So it appears that he goes to Smallville straight after that before going back to his family. So at this point, he's rejected the offer from that box. But it seems that maybe he goes to Smallville on the way back to his family in Metropolis. Now, as I said, Diggle is meant to be setting up the season 3 big bad, apparently. Now, did he see this in like those cosmic visions he had when he opened the box? And is it like a threat that it's on its way to Earth? Or is he maybe seeing the future? Like, is he seeing something a year from now that involves Superman, but maybe Superman dying because he wasn't prepared, or, you know, something along those lines? Like, the finale for Superman and Lois was meant to air in the week that just went by. So when we watched the second last episode, the finale was meant to air that week, but they took another break. So it would have aired originally less than a week after his appearance on The Flash. And I think that was intentional, especially based off the way he looks, where he looks exactly the same down to the clothes and hair and beard and everything like that. So I'm looking for the, you know, forward to this general lane thing in regards to the Arrowverse. But of course, I'm also very curious about this, because this might push where Diggle goes going forward as well. And, you know, we had John Diggle and John Henry talk last season as well, so this isn't the first them talking to each other, but it makes you wonder why he goes to John Henry and not Clark or Lois or anything like that, or even like General Lane. That has me curious as well. So maybe it's something that Superman shouldn't know, if that makes sense. Maybe it's dangerous for Superman to know, but let's wait and see what happens. But in regards to some final questions for this season, these are probably like the most common ones I've seen. And the first one is, how is Ali defeated? Now, we've sort of talked about this in part in like the end of some reviews and some trailer breakdowns. And I just have this feeling it has to do with something energy based, just because of what Ali is. Now, there has been a theory that's been going on for a few weeks now, ever since like Ali has like moved into the form that she's in, that we get like a Superman blue sort of thing with Clark, which is like the electric Superman, where his powers are sort of like electric based. But I don't think it's going to be straight up that, because that's a bit over the top, and it's sort of like, I don't know how you just do that and then get away from that really quickly, especially because we see Clark seemingly in the fallout after defeating Ali and stopping the merging and stuff like that. But I do wonder if X-Kryptonite plays a role. It's been such a big thing this season, and it's just sort of been in the background and then shown up every now and then when they do power things. So I just have this feeling that X-Kryptonite is going to play a role. The only issue is that we're heading into the finale. There's a lot of stuff going on, and it hasn't been brought up. So I think if it's going to be a factor, it's probably going to have to happen really early into this finale episode. Like I'd say like the opening 5 minutes at most. So I think it's going to play a role, but there's just not a lot of time for it to actually, you know, play a proper role. Now, does anyone die? So we're talking about Kyle earlier, so he's alive. And we're talking about John Henry earlier, and he's alive. So the promo images say no to those two theories that people were pretty much picking out, saying that it's going to be Kyle or John Henry that might die this season. So they let you know before going into this episode that that's not going to be the case. However, one person that's not in the promo images is Jonathan. He's not in the promo images. However, neither is Sam Lane. So obviously they don't want to show some of the stuff revolving around that, but we just don't see Jonathan in anything. So I'm not saying he dies, but I'm just very curious as to why we're not seeing him. Yeah, just keep that in mind maybe. And the last one, simply Talro with the question mark. And we left him, you know, whenever it was, like a handful of episodes ago, with him bailing on Superman and John Henry after destroying the pendant. But we haven't seen where he's gone. Obviously, his Bizarro version got killed by Ali, but where's like the Earth Prime version gone? Is he going to swoop in to save the day in this finale, or at the very least help in some way? I think the answer is yes. I'm just not too sure in what way. Could he swoop in and sacrifice himself so Superman doesn't die? Could it be something in regards to helping Superman in regards to powers? I'm very curious to see what it is, because I just think Talro is going to play a part just because of how they left him. But then again, maybe he comes back in season 3 and they just leave the door open for him whenever they want to bring him back. But I just have this feeling that he's going to be in the season 2 finale, like a lot of people have as well. But yeah, guys, that's all to talk about. This will be my last Superman and Lois video until the finale, so strap yourselves in and let's enjoy it when it does air. But thanks for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, it'd be awesome if you could drop a like on it, show support. Let me know in the comment section down below your various opinions about everything we went over, and any theories you have leading into the finale in a few days. And of course, if you are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe, and I'll catch you guys later. Goodbye.